Howdy builders, welcome back to the City Skylines. Today we're in Wally Beach. Have you guys been building your city, get about 50, 60,000 population, starting to work on your downtown area, and you start running into traffic flow issues? Traffic, and you're looking for a way to defeat those traffic flow issues in your downtown. Let's talk about what you can use to do that. And that main function is going to be your transit lines. Okay. So let's get in, let's talk about transit and figure out how you can utilize transit as an overall to counterbalance your traffic flow problems in your city. First thing we got to do, let me show you how this works. This city's 128, almost 129,000 population, and we are currently sitting at almost 11,000 people that are riding, or a little over 11,000 people riding our transit in this particular city. And that's just transit. That's not including our cyclists, because I also have the city set up for cyclists and walkers. So in this particular city, we have almost 3,000 cyclists, and it is very walkable. There's so many walking paths in this city. A lot of my downtown is built on the walking paths that come with the plazas and promenades DLC. So you can utilize those in conjunction with your transit to really move people around your city. I'm going to put this on play so you guys can see how little traffic there is in my downtown area as we're talking about this transit. So as you guys are looking, this is my main downtown area, and look at the traffic flow down here. You're not seeing any backups. You're not seeing any jams. You're not seeing anything going on down here. But look how densely packed this is. These are all residential buildings. A lot of these are residential mixed in with offices. So a lot of these are very heavy um, car driven if you don't set up your networks correctly. I mean, look at the flow down here. There's hardly any flow of jammed up traffic. A little bit right here, right now, as they're getting caught up with this tram down here, but for the most part, hardly any traffic flow issues. And if you notice, I have mainly walkable paths where my buildings are, so you see a lot of people walking on these paths and not utilizing cars or traffic. Look at them all walking there in those areas. So let's talk about the networks that we have set up in this city and how you can set these up in your city as well. So I started the city off way over here in this first area build over here. This is vanilla, so it didn't have any mods or anything. So I started building over here. And as soon as I unlocked the bus depot, I went ahead and started placing bus lines in. So I got my collectors with bus lines that go up and down, and these go all the way downtown and then loop back around and come back up, and then they feed my industrial area and my commercial area right over here. Um, so bus lines are a must. You can see them intertwined all throughout. They're crisscrossing. They're getting people from point A to point B, and they can switch services. So they can be here and then need to get over here and then switch over to this metro here. Or they can switch to another bus line. Like there's just a lot of different options for them. So they can go from this bus line to this bus line and switch, and then go up downtown. They can do that. They're gonna choose a faster path, but you need to set it up to where these are options for your Sims to take, so they're not utilizing streets and highways. So these are the options that you have in place for them, so that they're not backing up your streets. The bus lines work very well, and you start that from the very beginning and you start moving people around. At first it's going to seem like you don't have enough people riding them, but trust me, the more you build, the denser you get, the more people are going to utilize them, to the point where you can have 11, 12,000 people riding it a week, and you're moving people around with minimal traffic issues in your city. So buses are phenomenal. I mean, look how many people are using them right here. So we got almost 3,500, a little bit more than 3,500 people riding just buses out of all our 11,000 that are riding transit. That's pretty substantial in number, if I could say so, about what's going on there. Then we have our um, tram lines. I have one tram line, and it feeds my commercial area down here. So I have a commercial area that runs down through here, and that tram line feeds there. It comes up next to these mostly residential areas and picks people up, and then it takes them downtown, and I have it run past this stadium right here, which gets some traffic, and then down to these two stadiums down here, and then into this little network over here of this little downtown section over here, and then it loops back down, and that little bit gives me about 1,000 riders. So that one line going from one side of the city to the other, passing our shopping areas. So here's a shopping area here, a shopping area along this stretch right here, and then there's some shopping over here next to these stadiums. Is giving us 1,000 riders. And this was kind of thrown in. I ain't gonna lie, this was kind of thrown in the last minute because I was gonna play some Metro down through here, but I didn't leave myself enough room, and I realized that a little bit too late in the game. So I went ahead and put in a a tram line at the last moment, and it's paying off. It takes 1,000 people off the streets, which is fantastic. The next thing is our metros. So this I'm getting the most. So my metros are getting utilized the most with about 5,000 riders total on them, and I have them maxed out. I mean, 1291 on this track, 14, 10, 1,000, 832. So I have four lines, and they're getting utilized very heavily. So I have a line that feeds this stadium over here all the way down, and it comes into downtown to our main station, and then leaves that, and it comes down here to serve these stadiums here. This particular line touches all of my stadiums. I got a stadium here, 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 and then I have a stadium back here. This particular line serves every single one of those, and that's our light blue one, which has almost the most riders at 1296. During game time, it goes up significantly. That is my usually my busiest one. That's why it's on the top. The next line is this dark blue one right here, and this runs down to my shopping area over here. It also gets people over into these industrial areas as well for work, and then comes back up through the residential all the way to downtown, and it actually stops at this main station. The other line that I have is this dark purple one right here, and it serves this main station back out to serve my industrial area over here, passing some of the residential. That's my least utilized line, is the dark purple one at 844. And then I have this reddish line right here, or orangish line, that starts over here with my harbor and goes through my downtown. It connects to my downtown usage right here, goes past that to this service, the stadium over here, and up to my airport. So this one is mainly used by tourists because it serves the airport and the harbor, which brings people in. And then this is my inner city train station. So my tourists can literally use this line to get around the city. And that's pretty much where they use a lot of their stuff. And then there's a lot of the hotels from the hotels and retreats all along this line that they can stay at while they're in the city. And that just generates profit for my city as well. So that's how you can utilize your metro stations to get people around. Train network, I don't have a very strong train network in this particular city. I do have some lines, but they're spread out, and I opted to use metro a little bit more in this particular city than I do the train lines. The train lines is mainly for moving people in and out of the city and moving cargo in and out of the city. I don't really use it in this particular city too much to move people. I do have about 2,000 riders that ride it, but it's not my main form of transportation, and I didn't set it up to be that way. So you just get train lines so late in the game in CS1 that you don't even like by the time you have it, you're already have a plan in place for your city. So I don't really utilize it too much to move people around the city as I do in and out of the city. That's just my take on train lines. You can use them however you feel. They're really good if you're doing like a 25 tile, or if you have the 81 tiles unlocked and you have like little sparse cities out in the middle of nowhere, and you want to move people from those little sparse little towns into downtown or into the city. That's where the train lines come in. But if you're just using a 9 tile vanilla city, I suggest avoid them. They're just more headache than they are good. Stick to your metro lines. A lot easier to move people around. You can have huge trains now that got 500 people on them, and as you see, you can utilize those to really, really get your people moving around your city. So that's my take on between the two and how you can utilize them. Ships and planes, I don't really have any ferries in this particular city just because of the way it's structured. It doesn't make sense. It's built on a beach, so there is water, but there's no need for ferries in this particular city. So I don't have any. I don't think they would be utilized very much anyways, even if I did. So that's not something I put in here. But if you had like an island nation, of like the archipelagos, then you can use those ferries to get people to and fro on your islands. But I wouldn't suggest using them in a city like this. You're just wasting money. I did play around with this. You can do free public transportation. That doesn't really do anything to increase the amount of people using your public transportation. It just gives no income from it. It says it increases the use of it. I've played around with it in multiple different cities. I've seen no increase in it. I've seen no decrease in it. So it doesn't really do anything, but it really does cut back the amount of money you're making off your transit and makes it a lot more expensive to operate. And then the other thing that you want to set up if you're doing transportation is encourage biking. And every path that I have that a car can drive on is got a bike lane. I'm not gonna lie. If they could drive on it, it's gonna have a bike lane to it so that people can hop on a bike and go anywhere in the city that they want. Even my arteries have bus lanes on, or not bus lanes, but bicycle lanes on them, and it really helps. I mean, you saw that 3,000 people are using them in this particular city, so you can see how that can move people around in the city. And as you see, there's no backups in traffic, none. Like you don't see any in this particular city. There's a little bit behind this bus right here, but you're not seeing any really major backups that you see in a lot of downtown areas and cities that you build. And it has everything to do with the metros that I use. You guys want to see how many people are using these? Take a look at this train station right here. I mean, look at the people coming in and off that train right there. And then look at the metro station right here. This is my main metro station. Look at the people waiting for the trains to come so that they can get on and off of them. It's just getting utilized so well in the city. And these are all people, every single one of these people could easily pull a car out of their pocket, like you're seeing right here, and drive around the city, but they're not. They're using these transit to get around, and you're seeing that play out in a lack of traffic in the city. So that's my take on how you can utilize transit to really amplify your city and grow it. I mean, we're talking about 129,000 pop city right here with no traffic downtown. So take that for what you will. Utilize this if you want to. If you need more advice or a specific video on a specific type of transportation, put that in the comments so that I can create a video off of that specific transportation and go into more detail on how you can utilize that transportation in order to mitigate traffic in your cities. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing y'all next time. And if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button so that I know that you're liking it and that you're going to come back and see some more. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a great day. Later, Gator.